What's up, everybody? Mastermind here with another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be about the indie versus AAA. Small budget versus big budget in gaming. I want to know your opinions on this, so definitely please leave a comment. I think this is probably the most significant conversation that we can have as far as video games today. Yes, that even supersedes what's better, PS4, Xbox, PC, Wii U, whatever. This is the most significant conversation that we can have. The reason why I'm saying that is because you're starting to see a trend in gaming that you didn't see a couple of years back. It's actually the opposite of what we were facing before. Towards the end of the PS2 and the Xbox, the regular Xbox and the GameCube, when they were developing games, most of the games were AAA titles. They were big titles. You didn't see too many smaller ones. Then when the Xbox 360 and the PS3 came out, and the Wii, you started seeing a little bit more smaller development. And then, of course, you had the Arcade Live and the PSN, and you had those kind of games coming out, Virtual Console with a lot of the old games. And that's a good thing. I love that. It's a very positive thing. But what I'm starting to see now is a push for much more indie games. All the criticism that the media was giving to Xbox One about not having many indie games, like, when they were doing the game list comparing the PS4 to the Xbox One, it's like, oh, the PS4 supports indie games and, Microsoft doesn't. And I kind of had an issue with that. I'm not going to spend $400 on a PS4 or $500 on an Xbox One for games that I can easily play on my phone. I just think it's pointless. It's a dumb thing to invest that kind of money, and that's what your main focus is. You can get a PC and play the best of both worlds because there's tons of indie games on a PC, and I'm not by any means a PC gamer. I'm much more of a console guy than anything.
Are you serious? What do you mean you prefer Xbone, Pony PlayStation, and Nintendo don't? Consoles suck.
Do I like the options of indie games on PS4 and Xbox One? Absolutely. And I enjoy a lot of them. But the point that I'm trying to make is this is a market based on trends. Video games is very trendy. I'll give you a good example. I'll just throw out some titles at you that prove this point. But anyway, to get back on track to what I was saying. So I don't think it's a question of one versus the other, because I think they can coexist and it can be great. But the issue that I'm having and the fear that I'm having with this is that we're starting to see massive layoffs. Fired! You saw it at Santa Monica. You see it at 2K. I mean, BioShock. Great series. BioShock Infinite was phenomenal, but it didn't make Call of Duty numbers. It didn't make Grand Theft Auto numbers. It didn't even make BioShock 1 numbers, but it still made them quite a bit of money. I think it sold like 4 or 5 million or something like that. And it still was a pretty big success. So what's the standard? Does your game have to make $1 billion or close to it? In the indie game market, most of their titles don't make much money at all. You see a few games break out here and there, but for the most part, it's obviously less risk. Because if you spend $100,000 to make a game or whatever, that's obviously a lot less of a risk than it is to spend, $3 million to develop a game. But that's money that they're spending, money that we as a consumer have given them because we enjoy these kind of titles. And one of the strange things that I'm noticing is that the industry market, the indie gaming, the smaller budget, their games are starting to become larger in scope. They're becoming longer than what they were, better graphically, better sound. Whereas the major games, the AAA titles, are kind of shrinking. Good example of that would be Infamous. Just came out. It doesn't have a multiplayer. Titanfall just came out. It doesn't have a single player. Could they have gotten away with doing that just a year and a half ago? I don't know. I don't have a problem with it because there's obviously some research behind it. I mean, when I got Bioshock or when I play Tomb Raider or when I play whatever, I don't care about the multiplayer. I don't even play it most times. Just like a lot of people, when they get Call of Duty, they're not playing a single player game. As soon as they get that game home from the midnight release, they're going right to multiplayer. They're going on there to shoot up their friends and to troll anybody they don't know. That's what a lot of these type of games. So I don't have a problem with them trimming the fat and just focusing on what they think or what they know their market is. That's great. No problem with that. But I am starting to notice a trend. They're cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting, and sooner or later, they're going to have to stop. And I think we're right at that point now where there's a lot of decisions being made in the industry. And I hope it's not where they're going to continue to cut and we don't have these great story-driven games with good plots and things like that, because I really enjoy those kind of games. I will take a Bioshock, I'll take a Heavy Rain, I'll take a Mass Effect over any indie game, to be honest with you. So that's my opinion. Definitely leave your comments. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see me bring more content to you. And thanks again, Mastermind out.
Overcasting y'all, cloudy days making waves, mastermind beat.